Hello everyone, and welcome to the FEE3 2023 presentation of Cerulean Coast by Rivian. My name is Lowres, and for this presentation I will be trying to LTC Chapter 14 this game. LTC means low turn count for those who aren't aware, so I will be trying to beat this map in the lowest amount of turns that I think is possible. That said, I'm also quite fond of the story in this hack, so if you don't mind, I'm going to read off the introduction to this map. Taking the town. Hey, why did no one wake me up? Hello, we mean no harm. I didn't ask. That's not how we rehearsed it. Stick to the script. What do you lot want? Just your life? Hey, I wasn't quite ready. That's not what... Ah, that hurt. Rose is dead. What the heck? I'll avenge you, Rose. Lindros, you alright? Don't move. Captain, he needs aid. On it. Didn't stab anywhere important. A quick heal staff will get you on your feet. Must have stabbed me with a fruit knife. At least use a better weapon. Wouldn't have got me if I was awake. So in a way, this is your fault for getting me up this early. I'll pay you the injury compensation. But what the hell was that about? I would like to know as well. Just came up and tried to kill me. Let's get some answers. What do you have against my buddy, you rat-faced scum? It was just business. I was just hired. Nothing against him myself. Then talk. Who sent you? I don't know. I was just hired. Okay, fine. We'll skip a few steps. Ah! Next will be your... I'll talk. I'm from Eventide. That's trite. The Eventide would never give in so easily. Try again. Ah, please, I have proof. I was in the basement when you were in the coffee shop with the matron. What drink did I order there? You didn't order one. This man might actually be a part of the Eventide. Damn it. Now you've stabbed him an extra time for no reason. What's wrong, Captain? Has Lindros drawn the attention of a deadly foe? It's not that. It's that I paid a massive sum for the same service from them. If I knew this was the quality of the assassins the Eventide had... Always properly investigate your purchases. Who was it you had put a target on? The Maurice you spoke of last time? Of course, who else is there? And their work in the capital has always been on point. I suppose their branch on the coast is just terrible, like everything else on the coast. Did you... No, Pomelo. It was not from band funds. You will get your funding. I'm all good then. So about this fellow. Should I lop his head off now? Shouldn't have stabbed my pal. Please don't. I'll talk with the matron. Maybe even get you a refund. As much as I want to. Not much use in killing him. Tell the matron that if there's no progress on Maurice, I want my gold back by any means necessary. No further negotiation. As you wish. Thank you for your mercy, milady. But why would someone hire men to kill Lindros specifically? We're both recent arrivals, don't have any enemies that would want you dead specifically. We've only fought about 10 pirate gangs, several adventure groups, the Saltsworn, the Sect. Take your pick. No, Pomelo has a point. If they were to come after the Seahawks, it should be me, Oriana, or Tower. You're not an important target. Gee, thanks. But that is true. We'll have to worry about this later. The battle is waiting on us. Maybe you should sit that one out. That stab looked painful. Thanks, Pom, but I'm not that weak. The captain healed me just fine. A short rest is enough. Damn, those useless idiots made us miss our chance to break his kneecaps. We'll get him next time. Master, what's going on? What enemy has breached our walls? Bah, Got jumped by the 3 worst assassins this side of the capital. Clean them in seconds. Since you're back so soon, I see the assault on Irinde was not successful. Whatever could have gone wrong went wrong. The Albatross pirates weren't even a match for the townsfolk. That fraud cold caller barely put up a fight. These damned Seahawks returned just in time for some reason. And I must admit, I erred. I presumed an easy victory without their chief, and rushed the fort without preparation. I'm truly sorry, Master. Being willing to admit any fault of your own puts you ahead of my colleagues. No matter. If Ellery interfered, your odds were slim regardless. Don't let this defeat break your spirit. You're lenient, but my poor leadership lost quite a few good men regardless. We only sent a token force. It was the pirate sages that bore the brunt of it. I do not doubt that Ellery will soon lead a force here in retaliation. Those Seahawks. I understand it was no fluke that allowed them to kill Mother. They don't fight like mere adventurers. What are we to do? But it will be our home turf, and we have time to prepare. But first, there's been talk of conspiracy. Those faithful are spreading rumors that you are not worthy of Calian's legacy. That Enan ought to throw off the reins of the Saltsworn. The remnants of the Carrion Crows are also among their number, biding their time. We'll have to clean up the house before we receive any visitors. Maybe they're right. If Mother was still alive, none in Enan would doubt her. The Saltsworn only entertain my orders partially because of my blood, and partially because they fear you. You may not be much right now, but you've got will to learn and the desire to achieve. I could have taken much worse apprentices. Now get the men ready. We'll show your doubters their folly. Yes, Master. Priestess, what now? The sun and his one-eyed master are coming straight for us. If you hadn't reared your ugly head, my plans would have continued unhindered. It would have been more convenient to everyone if Maurice had just killed you. Spare your insults. Your followers surely cannot stand up to the blades and arrows of the Saltsworn. We must unite. You may need me, adventurer, but I have no use of you. Our holy wards can shield us until the Seahawks arrive. You're on your own. Why did I put my faith in one of the faithful? I only have myself to blame. An airship? Is that the Seahawks? But so few men. There'll be no match for that foreign sorcerer in the Saltsworn. I did hear their captain was simply some noble girl from the mainland. No match for a seasoned adventurer such as myself. If I were to take her head, yes, my brothers in the Saltsworn would surely accept my return. Yes, this is a good plan. Carrion Crows, listen here, I have a good plan! The Saltsworn are moving in on our allies. We had allies? Allies is perhaps a strong word, given the Carrion Crows are former Saltsworn, and I wouldn't trust the faithful with anything, really. We do now. Having them alive and on our side will help keep Enan pacified, even if they may be undesirable. I could pick better collaborators, but if it brings less conflict, I have no complaints. It appears some of our allies are heading towards us. Weapons first. What? What are they doing? Trying to kill us, probably. Why? Is this a trap? No? Then why are they so obvious about their intent? Whatever. Guard Captain, take Irinde's forces and Spice's ships, and delay their fleet. The Seahawks will smash through their front on land. On it. We will crush them like the pitiful insects they are. The Guard Captain has proven herself, but should I not lead Irinde's forces? I am of the Ironsmith line, after all. Because Ironsmith is such a noble name and lineage. We need your talents more where the fighting will be thick. Besides, wouldn't a push into the enemy command be more glorious? I suppose so. Then we shall charge. Kill anyone that gets in our way. Let's bring these pathetic Saltsworn down for good. Yeah, let's kill people! I wonder if this is how Orin would have resolved the conflict. Of course it would be. He thinks with his axe, not his head. Kalu, tell me honestly, is it getting worse? The injury I took last battle has not helped, but I'll be alright. It would be prudent for us to immediately return to the capital. I can't help you here, but the Royal Library must have something that could treat your condition. Huh? We can't just leave? Didn't you say you had a mission to complete? I'm sure His Royal Highness can forgive some minor complications. But the Saltsworn, Inan, I am responsible. I can't abandon them. You've got far too much potential to be wasted on this pitiful dirt town. Push your sights higher. It's not worth risking your well-being just for them. But to take me to the capital, you're far too kind. It's my duty to look out for my first apprentice. Mother must have been honored to have good friends such as yourself. I'm surprised she never saw fit to mention you to me. It must have not come up. She was a busy woman. Get some rest. I will get us on a ship immediately. But even so, this is my home. I don't want to abandon it to the wrath of Irinde. Commander, Master Maurice, Irinde and the Seahawks have arrived. Their ships have our harbor surrounded, and an airship is approaching Inan rapidly. How are they here already? They must have dropped everything to immediately come after us. Damn it all. I was a fool to think we would get any time to prepare. Have those worshippers been stamped out at least? Before we could get to them, they put up some kind of magic barrier. We can't save our resources. Have those explosives we stocked loaded into wagons. We'll see how much their magic shield holds against this. You, order the men in the barracks to ready themselves. Yes, sir. What weapons shall we prepare? I will have to assess the enemy first. Just be ready to move on my order. At your command. I will lead the defense from the front. Kalu, your illness will not... I'm only an honorary leader, but I'm still the commander of the Saltsworn. What kind of leader will I be if I'm to cower in the back? I'm going. Have it your way. I will remind you. If the situation looks bad, just run. Take honor and stick it up a rat's ass. You come first, got it? No need to worry about me, Master. Our magic defenses will keep them at bay long enough to make my escape. Alright, and that's the story surrounding this map. We're making our final push into the enemy's stronghold, but what does the map itself look like? You can see on the map it was listed as multi-seas, and we have 4 strongholds to seize. The right and left ones are guarded by generics, but Kalu and Maurice are both guarding these 2. Fairly straightforward in all honesty, but there's obviously some pretty big impediments to getting this done. We need 4 boss killers and 4 people with them to seize these 4 points, and the map is just physically very large. It's about 30 tiles between here and the furthest seize points, so crossing that's going to be tough. And there are a couple threatening enemies. This guy here is a mobile boss. We got this dragon if we want anyone to cross the river here, and we have a large series of stationary totems with siege weapons. The most threatening of which I think are these 2. They both have Blizzard, which if it connects will put you to sleep, so definitely want to stay out of range of those. There's also a couple side objectives with some villages and some shops we might want to visit, but they're very out of the way, so we're not going to visit them. And these 4 are also marked with a boss flag, but they're even more out of the way, so unless they have like the power of teamwork or something, I'm not very scared of them. But now that we've assessed the map and the threats are clear, let's take a look at the tools that we have to push past them. And you can see there were 4 ways we needed to divide our group, so 4 different groups, and a 5th one ends up forming. That's just people at the start that kind of support the others, and I'm going to start by introducing you to our 4 supporters that are going to kind of stay near the beginning and assist our 4 C's groups as needed. And that includes Ellery, our main lord, Mince, Oriana, and this handsome fella. This monster here, which I named after myself, is the product of a character creator that shows up a couple chapters ago. As much as I would have loved to have Lowres here equipped with some super bombastic offensive skills, for this clear I need to have rally movement, so I'm going for more of a support build, and I've also got the morale module here, which, as you can see, is unfortunately going to put me to sleep when I use it, but the ability to deal plus 10 damage per strike on every other member of my army is huge for a push for boss kills, so that's going to be my job in this clear. Next we've got Oriana, our dancer. Pretty self-explanatory. Dancing is a super powerful ability. Her stats aren't bad, but I don't think she ends up facing any combat. Next up we have Mince, an armor knight, not usually known for his more mobility, but this one has Swarp, which is a ranged swap based on how much magic he has, and with my Mince's magic, that is 8 range, so pretty crazy, almost as good as a dance in some instances, and yeah, 8 range is crazy. I got very lucky with my magic growths. Finally, we have Ellery, our lord. She has 5 movement, which is a little unfortunate, but she has access to lances and staves, and the rescue staff is really crazy in this game. 10 range, no matter how much magic you have, and she'll make use of that, and something else a little later. But that's enough for that. Let's get into the actual C's groups, starting with the left side that has Gecko and Riker. The left side is the closest to our starting area, so I'm choosing to take it over with foot units with Gale Force. Gecko is the most straightforward of these two. She has Gale Force, she has good stats because I've been training her since Chapter 2, and she has a killing edge to secure some kills that she can't get on her own. The main problem with Gecko is that she is the less mobile of the two, so I need to act in a specific way to set up enemies she can leapfrog off of and so on, but that's Gecko. And our other Gale Forcer is Riker. Riker doesn't innately have Gale Force. He has this ability, which gives all of his weapons a brave effect when he's at high health. But what gives him Gale Force is this Seahawk flag, which you can see has terrible stats, but does grant Gale Force if you secure a kill with it. So he's kind of the opposite of Gecko, where he is more mobile than she is, but he's harder to get kills for. And another problem with him is his 0 defense. But because I trained him to S-rank lances, he actually has this little thing, which is crazy and gives him plus 5 defense, so that'll help out with his survivability. Both of them also have nullify crit items. The Tethius tier and the contraption both nullify crits, and that's because the path they're taking goes through the mobile boss who has killing weapons. And they're also going to be helped out by 2 late joiners who are going to join after the map starts, and Dune, who is one of the most mobile units in our army because of her skill Double Time. Just spend 12 HP to move again. On a flyer, pretty good. Even better, it's not once per turn, so as long as she's at high health, she can pretty much cross the entire map in one turn. And she's pretty good at staying at high health because of the Siphon Spear, that has a Nosferatu effect, so she's going to be really handy as a support unit. She's going to take on the west and the north. And helping her with that is going to be Wisp. Wisp is an assassin with a kind of form-shifting ability, where she turns into a 15-move flyer. She does need to kind of commit her turn to it, but yeah, she always has to start in the assassin, but once she transforms into the Wisp, she will have 15 move, and she can just fly across the rest of the map, transport back into assassin, and start killing. So those two are going to be really great at dealing with the furthest away seize point. But the right side seize point is also very far away, and that's why we have Rohija, Murky, and Nerissa to all take on that. Anyone who's played this game knows how crazy Rohija is. Kind of a pre-promoted swordmaster with really good stats, and her personal ability gives her 100 crit on player phase, so no brainer as a boss killer. 7 movement is good, but she needs a lot of help to get as far as she does as quickly as she does, and so we have Murky to help her out. 7 movement, Canto, rescue. What else do you want? And finally we have Nerissa, another rescuer, but her unimpressive 5 move might raise some eyebrows, but she has Power Staff, so as long as she uses a staff every turn, she has an effective 10 movement, making her incredibly mobile, and that'll help her get the second farthest away seize point. And the final seize point is the southern seize point, and for that we have Francisca and Raylan. These are both flyers with movement abilities. Francisca has Smite, Raylan has Reposition, and I haven't been training Raylan as much in this file, so we'll need to kind of be a little more cautious with where we place her, and she won't be able to kill a boss or anything. But Francisca has a really powerful personal axe that ignores defense, so she is an amazing boss killer for the mage that is blocking that one. And right now she's holding the Plucker's Gift, which lowers all of her combat stats for +2 movement, but we can trade that around as we get closer to the boss kill. That's all for who we are deploying, but one thing if you've played this game, you might be curious why I'm not bringing is the Warp Staff. You get a Warp Staff pretty early on in this game, and it has 10 uses and infinite range. So, while it would probably be cool for me to bring the Warp Staff and, through some convoluted trade chains, find a way to one-turn this map, I thought it might be a little more impressive if I didn't bring the Warp Staff, and I beat this map in 2 turns. So with that said, let's get started with the clear. Shifting into post-commentary for the clear itself means that, unfortunately, I will not be able to voice act the actual on-map dialogue because I need to focus on commentating the clear, but what I can do instead is tell you about the 2 units that are going to join us at the start of this map. The first one is the man talking right now. His name is Igo, and he is a Gold Knight. He's got 8 movement, access to swords, lances, and axes, and he kind of specializes in weakening enemies so that other people can take the kill. So he's going to help out Riker, getting his Gale Force procs, and our second unit is going to be our airship, actually, the Seahawk 2. I got to pick which weapons it got in a previous map, and I chose this super powerful crossbow that you will see momentarily. We're going to start off with a rally movement, That really gets a lot of our staffers and other playmakers going. But now we're going to show off what Igo does best, weaken an enemy for someone else to kill. Gecko's going to crit that guy and get her Gale Force proc, and now Riker is going to do the same. The Seahawk 2 is going to show off the Chu Ko Nu, which strikes 4 times, and as you can see is really good at killing things. And our airship is just trying to clear out this area to keep Riker and Gecko a little safer for this upcoming enemy phase. Dune is kind of doing the same. She's going to double time twice and sit in this spot here, Elixir, so she can do it next turn, and kind of draw some enemies towards her. But now we're on to kind of the main thrust of our forces, which is going to involve a lot of rescue staffing, as you might have guessed. 10 range is just so powerful, and we have 3 staffers who can take advantage of that. We're going to start off right here by using a reinforce rather than a rescue. That boosts Raylan's defense by a little bit, but more importantly it gets our power staff online. So now Nerissa has just a ton of movement. She doesn't even use all of it to get here and to rescue Mince right there. But now we're going to trade over the Plucker's Gift to Raylan because she doesn't need to fight really. She just needs really high movement. Wisp is going to transform into her Wisp form, and we're going to swarp Francisca right there. Now both Wisp and Francisca are in range of their respective bosses. Rohisia very much is not. She is quite far away from the right side boss. So we need to rescue her not once but twice with Murky here. But once we've done that, Rohisia, pretty good at handling enemies, or so I've heard. She's just going to instantly crit this mage that would have threatened her on enemy phase. And now enemy phase has started. Dune, with her Siphon Spear, she's not super good at killing things, but that is just what we want. We want enemies to be alive and at low health, so we can set up Gale Forces. There is a minor chance of death here for, I believe, Gecko and Raylan. I probably could have improved the reliability here a little bit with some smarter positioning, but, you know, who hasn't dodged a couple 40s? It's fine. Rohisia has the Zanbato equipped, so that Axe Knight doesn't get in our way. And now, after this last dodge, I think we're pretty much in the clear this enemy phase. Yeah, well, one more dodge. But, yeah, that should be everyone. Oh, the soldiers are talking. I hope they're not mentioning teamwork. No way. Oh, no. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, we're gonna have to finish the map this turn. Oh, we're gonna have to finish the map this turn. Alright, let's get that morale module going. Puts me to sleep, unfortunately, but everyone else has plus 10 attack, so these bosses are gonna look like chumps. We are going to rescue Nerissa one last time. Now she is able to heal up Rohisia, not that she needs it, we just need another power staff proc. But after another crit, this time with an iron sword, Rohisia is going to get rid of that boss, and we're going to seize 1 of 4 temples. That's awesome. And now we're going to move on to Gecko and Riker. You can see why Dune needed to stand there. That was to set up a leapfrog opportunity for Gecko. And now with a 58% crit, she's going to get rid of that boss. But Riker is still a bit far away, so once again, Igo's going to come in handy weaken this totem so that I can get a gale force off of it with the flag. And now Riker can seize our second stronghold. That's the left and the right seized. Let's go for the top next. You can see just how insane 15 movement is. Wisp shows up out of nowhere, and with this little sword, just obliterates Maurice before he can even respond. And Dune, thanks to the Siphon Spear, is able to double time her way into a seize, and that's 3 down. We've just got 1 left. The mage is pretty frail, so with the Francisca in hand, we can one-shot this guy easily. And uh-oh. He's got a second form. Raylan can't handle that. Alright, let's see what we can do with our remaining units. Well, we still need to shove Oriana. Oriana needs to dance for Raylan. So that leaves Mince and the Seahawk to get rid of the dragon. That should be enough. Let's start with the shove. Let's go here and swarp the Seahawk. The Seahawk's still a little bit short, so we're going to reposition, get our dance off, and now, thanks to the amazing power of our airship and its handy-dandy quadruple bow, the second form is no problem. We're going to go ahead and seize, and Raylan is going to grab some alcohol to celebrate, I guess, and that'll be Chapter 14 in 2 turns. This was a pleasure to plan out, and I hope it was a pleasure to watch as well. Thank you for watching.